So let's say you're looking to cook up some vegetables or even some fish or meat on the stove or the griddle, and you're not sure what oil to use so things don't stick to your lovely new cookware. You whip out your awesome bottle of vegetable oil because heck, there are very few ingredients. You've heard that vegetable oils can be healthy for your heart. It seems to be minimally processed, so you think, well, this is a great option to cook even my vegetables or my food in. You even read the label and you don't see that many trans saturated fat, which you heard is really bad through your doctor appointment last week. And it doesn't have any sugar, which you know is bad for you. So you think, okay, this is a reasonable thing to use to cook my food. Well, here's the thing. Vegetable oil is in a class known as seed oils. And I believe that these are one of the most toxic foods, dangerous foods, and ubiquitous foods in our food industry as a whole. And this video today is all about why that is the case. Before I jump into exactly why these seed oils are so toxic to our health, I want to take a moment to explain what seed oils actually are. First things first, as nomenclature, if you will, vegetable oil equals seed oil. These two terms are interchangeable. So seed oils are heavily processed oils that are derived from, you guessed it, seeds or plants. Examples include canola, corn, safflower, sunflower, soybean, and cottonseed. Canola oil is derived from rapeseed, corn oil is derived from corn, and soybean oil is, yes, derived from soybean. Seed oils are in a class of foods known as ultra-processed foods, which essentially means that these foods undergo extensive and heavy processing through fancy equipment and huge machinery before they are even eligible to be edible. Some of the things they do with seed oils specifically is heating these oils to insanely high temperatures north of 500 degrees Fahrenheit, adding things like hexane, which is a solvent and actually a part of gasoline. And they go through these extensive processing steps. And at the end of it, you get this seed oil that is put in our foods, and it is very, very empty in terms of nutritional value. One of the reasons they do this for the seed oils, and in fact, all ultra-processed foods, is because this extends their shelf life quite substantially. Believe it or not, the average American consumes 20 to 30% of all of their calories in a day from these seed oils. A fourth of all the calories that you take in every day is coming from one of these seed oils. And if you start looking at the back of nutrition labels, you will find they literally are everywhere. So what's the major problem with consuming these seed oils on a daily basis? Well, one of the biggest things in the food industry as a whole, especially if you go to restaurants or fast food places, these seed oils are the standard for deep frying food. Now, a lot of foods that are deep fried are processed themselves, not ultra processed. But when you take a processed food and combine it with a super ultra processed, terrible ingredient like seed oils, you get an ultra processed food at the end. When consuming these foods on a regular basis, they not only hack your own body's metabolism by essentially not fully sending the signal to your brain that you're full, which leads to overeating and excess calorie consumption, but the foods themselves can make your blood a little stickier, and they can create a whole lot of systemic or inflammation that is all throughout the entire body. The other main issue with fast food places or restaurants that reuse these oils frequently is that they don't change out the oil every time that they deep fry something. So this oil has already gone through extensive process of heating, adding hexane, and all of this other bad stuff. But then they let the oil sit in the vats of the places where they actually deep fry the food. And in doing so, you reheat the oil, then let it come to room temperature, then reheat the oil, then let it come to room temperature, sometimes hundreds, if not thousands of times. So you're getting little remnants of old food products as well as the same reheated oil over and over. It's just a recipe for bad health outcomes. To put this in perspective, we all know at this point in 2025, or whenever you're watching this video in the future, that smoking is very bad for our health overall. And I'm gonna blow your minds with a fact about these ultra processed foods that contain the seed oils and smoking. So if you go to McDonald's today and you order a large fry, which I'm not gonna lie, McDonald's fries do taste very good. They put a lot of stuff in there to make their product taste really good. That's kind of the point of everything. But when you go get a large fry and you eat a whole large fry, that is the equivalent of smoking half pack of cigarettes a day. So putting this all in perspective, if you smoke a half pack of cigarettes, that's the equivalent of eating a large McDonald's fry. That's the level and degree of inflammation that these things wreak havoc on our bodies. I can't stress and recommend this point enough, and that is if you are struggling with chronic inflammation for any reason, if you have autoimmune issues for any reason, or any chronic medical condition, please try to eliminate these seed oils from your diet as a whole. And I do think your body and your health will increase substantially. So now that I've scared you all into eliminating seed oils in general, we go back to the thing at the start of the video, which is if I want to cook my vegetables or my meat or whatever I'm cooking on a stove, what can I use as a substitution if I don't want to use seed oils? Well, according to one study, the least toxic effect causing the least amount of inflammation in a body with specific cooking substances, number one, we have coconut oil, and really close to that at number two, these are probably the top two that I would recommend, is beef tallow. Third behind the list, we have cold pressed extra virgin olive oil. And then fourth, we have avocado oil. Now, the olive oil and avocado oil are technically not in the same categories as seed oils. However, they do still cause some inflammation that is substantially more than beef tallow or coconut oil. So if you're really looking for a new oil to cook with, you don't like the idea of beef tallow, even though the beef tallow is my personal recommendation, as I do think animal products are superior to plant-based products in terms of our overall physiology and health, which I have a separate video on that here on this channel. I would recommend coconut oil. The problem with coconut oil, and to keep this in mind, is coconut is a tree nut. So if you or anyone in your family has a tree nut allergy, I would try to stay away from coconut oil and go with the cold pressed extra virgin olive oil for cooking if you're gonna pick an oil. Also, air fryers are wonderful things that exist. So I would recommend using an air fryer because that takes away the need of having to use butter or tallow or any type of oils in and of itself, and you still get very good results. Now, if you're watching this video or you found it very useful or helpful, I have another video talking about one of the other most inflammatory foods on the planet besides seed oils. So if you're interested, I would definitely check out this video right here.